Hi everyone, today we're going to be working on our Brownie Pets badge, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a no-sew pet bed. You are going to need some type of cloth. I have an old pair of sheets that I don't use anymore, and I have a pillow that's gone a little flat for my liking. So these are what I'm going to be using today. You'll also need scissors. You can grab a marker or a pen. And you're definitely going to need some help from an adult at home. So this pet bed could be used for small dogs or cats. If you have a really big dog, I have two really big dogs at home. This might be more of a pillow for them. But once you learn this no-sew technique, you can make a big blanket for them if you want. I can also show you guys how to make a quick little toy for your dog. If you have a cat and you have some string and a feather lying around, you can make a toy for them with that. If you have a smaller pet, like maybe a hamster, you can even get some toilet paper or paper towel rolls and maybe make a little maze for them. Anything you guys can come up with to make your pet feel loved and special by making something for them. So we're going to get started with the pet bed. All right, so what I did is I turned the sheet inside out so that when I draw the outline of the bed, it won't show on the final product. I'm gonna grab the corner of the sheet so that I have at least two nice straight lines. You're gonna need for this to be doubled because you're gonna need two sides for your pet bed to cover the pillow. You're gonna want to have at least 3 inches from where your pillow is to the edge of the sheet so that there is an overlap, because it's going to need to go up along the side of the pillow and have enough hanging off for us to tie. So I'm just gonna grab my marker and just do a rough outline around the sheet as a guide for where I will go ahead and cut. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. All right, so I've gone out and cut around the edge of the sheet. I've taken the pillow off so that it's easier for me to cut the edges. So what we're going to be doing is basically cutting a bunch of tassels around the edge of the sheet. So you're going to want to grab a good pair of scissors. You're going to want to cut strips about the length of the scissors, so about 2 to 3 inches around the edge of the fabric. So we can, if I were to start right here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut both strips. You're going to want to leave maybe about 1 inch in between each cut so that your strips are about 1 inch thick. So what it's going to be is something like this. So 2 little flaps, 2 little tassels hanging on the edge of your fabric. And you're going to want to go ahead and do that around the entire fabric. Again, you might need an adult for help, and this does take a little while, so don't get frustrated. This is a nice project for a nice rainy day. So one thing is when you get to the edge, you're going to want to go ahead and almost cut it like a triangle. A little bit like this, and then keep cutting from that end. And we'll use these to tie up the corners. Just remember, these do not have to be perfect. Mine are not perfect. But once we tie them on, it won't matter because they'll still cover the pillow. I would also say that if you think this is too much for you and you actually want to grab just a pillowcase, and you can do this technique on the end that is open so that you can close up the end, so that the pillowcase goes around the pillow with one edge that you will do a no-sew technique on the end, and then the pillow will stay in there nice and snug. All right, so I have gone and cut up all the edges of the fabric. And then what you're going to want to do is put your pillow back in. Again, if you don't have a pillow, you can actually just tie these up as it is and you make a nice little blanket for your pet. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pillow in and then I'll show you guys how to start tying it up. All right, so I put the pillow back on and try to match these up. I'll probably start with the corner so that I have a good sense of where everything lines up. And all you're going to do is just tie these in a knot. And then sometimes you can do one other knot just to make sure it's on there nice and securely. This is why it's okay if your tassels are long. You're going to want them a little longer rather than shorter so that they can nicely tie around each other. So I'm going to go ahead and tie up this bed and then I'll show you guys the finished product. All right, so I have been working on this. I just wanted to show you what it's going to start to look like. So you can see these are all little tied up all the way around the edge. And you can do one knot or two knots. It's okay if you have to cut a little more to get them to tie up easier. Again, an easy way to go about doing this is using a pillowcase instead of two sheets so that you only have to do one end, whatever you guys decide to do. All right, everyone, so I have finished tying up the ends, and now you have your very own pet bed. It's nice and secure. I use these. I have two small dogs that come over my house every now and then, so I leave these out for them. They will use this as a nice little bed, or I'll put them in the car when we travel with the little dogs, and they'll sit on this in the car. I'm going to go ahead and show you just another fun toy that you can make. Again, if you guys have any other fun things at home that you think would make a cool, comfy space for your pet or a fun toy for your pet, I encourage you guys to do that. All right, so I'm just going to show you how to make a really quick and simple dog toy. And all I have is an old sock. It does need to be a long sock, so like a tube sock or something like this, not like a little ankle sock. And then just a water bottle or any type of bottle that you have at home. And all I'm going to do is just slide the bottle in the sock. And you can do whatever you want to the end. I'm actually just going to tie it off, but you could do a similar no-sew and cut some strips and tie them together, or you could sew it on up. I am just going to tie a quick knot around it, so it's nice and secure. I have found that dogs really like water bottles or little bottles. You can use it as a pull toy for the dog or just something that they can go ahead and chew on. I would love to see what you guys come up with. Be sure to tag us if you post it on social media, or you can let us know in the comments if you had fun or what you made for your pet. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.